Hey guys, it is a sweltering, steamy Monday morning. This is Thomas from Stylized Station, and today I've got a really awesome update for you guys. Substance Painter 2019.2, the summer update, is finally out, and with it comes a slew of new updates and optimization speeds. So what I wanted to do today is go through some of the patch notes and the blog releases and show you guys exactly the difference and what to look forward to and whether you should upgrade to the newest version or keep on the old one. We'll go through it all today in this one. So let's get right into it. And I do apologize if I am reading off the notes a little bit. I didn't have anything prepared for this, but I still wanted to show you guys. So the biggest thing that everyone's mostly excited about, and it's not exactly what it seems, is the update to the new bakers. So Substance Painter is saying that you can now bake at 200 times the speed of the previous bakers, which is true. However, this is only for the higher end GPU renderers. If you're the lucky owner of an NVIDIA GTX 10X or any RTX GPU, the new bakers fully leverage the new DXR ray tracing API, with allowing you to bake higher resolution maps in a couple of seconds instead of minutes. So while these improvements are fantastic, and they're fantastic for the people that do have these rendering cards and these GPUs, it's not going to be a noticeable change for everyone. One more thing I just need to interject. I'm in the middle of editing right now, and I just realized I made a mistake. So basically what I said is that if you don't have this specific GPU, you're not going to notice a change to your baking speeds. However, this is not true. Substance Painter has made full updates for almost every GPU and CPU processor. So don't worry. Everyone should notice improved baking speed, which is great. My mistake. And you can also see here, not only does it bake incredibly fast on the AO, this is the AO map that's baking, you can also see, look how fast it bakes thickness maps too. Thickness maps are the bane of my existence, and it's really great to see that they're actually working towards speeding this up. This is on an RTX 2060, so it's a little out of my range yet so far, but I will be getting something like this in the future. Now, for the people that don't have these top of the line, these awesome graphics cards, it's not the end of the world. Substance Painter with this update has also updated your general baking speeds to be much faster. So for those of us with older NVIDIA GPUs, again, I am reading from the patch notes, I'm sorry. Substance Painter now uses the optics API, which is inherently built into a lot of graphics cards, to accelerate ray tracing and still deliver much higher baking speed than previously possible, which is fantastic news for everyone. So everyone's baking is just getting faster. If you're using CPU, you will also benefit from a very noticeable baking speed improvement. I'm assuming they're going to explain this more in detail in the more detailed patch notes, which I'll show you guys in a second as well. Okay, we got that out of the way. Now I want to talk about the thing that I'm personally most excited about. You guys know how much I love smart materials, and Substance Painter has added 40 new smart materials. I believe their library originally consisted of 40 to 42, so now they're sitting at 80, which means it's doubled. They've doubled their library of general smart materials, which is so great. I love these things, so now we can hop in and mess around and see exactly what these high-level smart materials are doing, which I will probably be doing in another video. But for now, I think we'll just leave it at this. They've got tons of updates to organic materials, metal materials, wood, fabric updates, leather, and a ton of really cool plastic updates as well. So they've added for plastic, thick, cracked, rough scratch, tool worn, which is up in the top right hand corner, which I'm really excited to play with, soft used plastic, glossy scuffed, a ton of stuff. For fabric, they've got some crumpled linen, really great canvas creased as well. They've got a tennis ball material, synthetic dots. It's more of a sci-fi material. And then washed out denim, this one is super cool. So we can start, instead of having to paint on the washed out details of jeans and denim, it looks like they've got a smart material to get off a nice base going. So I'm really looking forward to that one. They've also got dusty steel, which is probably my favorite out of this one. Old forged iron, very realistic looking, and damaged gold, which I was actually just about to make a video on, but I don't need to now because I can just give you this smart material. Leather, they've got calf grain, which is something that's been something I've been really looking forward to. A lot of the leather here has, it doesn't have a lot of washed out values, so it's nice to see that. And wood, they've got charcoal, which is wood, Nordic ship hull, and ship hull old. Super cool. Now, the ones I'm more excited about, because it's kind of is in line with what I've been working on lately, is organic. So they've got alien skin, creature tongue, which is a really cool, almost dehydrated looking tongue, creature skin green smooth, and creature teeth. Now, I've got a Substance Painter skin pack coming out, so this is really in line with what I've been doing. So I might hop in here and take a look and see how these ones are made as well, and explain that and many more. So obviously I only went over about 10, so there's about 40 more, which is so cool. So the last thing I wanted to quickly skim over is that the Substance Painter team has improved the scripting API with features like the ability to change your texture resolution, which is super cool. You can also improve this experience even further because they have added a plugin which allows you to launch the scripting API function directly within Substance Painter. You can actually download it for free right here in the link, and I'll leave a link in the description as well. So a pretty cool new software, a pretty cool new API option to mess around with some hooks, and I'm excited to see what people do with this. Okay, so now we're into the meat and potatoes of this. This is the higher detail stuff, so I'll slow it down a bit, and explain in a higher or a lower level exactly what some of these changes mean. The first thing is the baker improvement. So they've actually added a live view baking process under the baking options section, as you can see here. And you can see as it's baking, you can see how quickly and have a more realistic visualization of exactly what's going on. They've also improved the baking dialog, so you can see exactly where it's failed in the baker, because normally it just throws an error, and if you really want to see the errors, you have to hop into the log and kind of track it down yourself. Here it's a much more non-tech savvy UI. Now in the middle of baking, baking actually doesn't lock up Substance Painter anymore, so you click bake and then you can't really do anything else. You have to just go, you gotta go for a walk, right? Now you can cancel at any point, and it's live, it's instant. Okay, I won't go back into the baking stuff because I feel like I've covered that in enough detail for now. Let's talk about the rotation manipulator quickly. So the rotation manipulator was a bit slow, making rotation a little difficult. So now it's linked to the camera and scene size, so it actually scales relative to the size of your scene, which is super cool. If you had a really large scene and a small camera, sometimes it rotated too quickly or too slowly. So that's a nice little just QOL quality of life change. As you can see, what else we got? The console plugin for scripting. This is the API change that I talked about, and the little native in window API hooks that you're able to do now. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, new content, smart materials. Yay. I've already gone through this. Here's the list. Please pause if you want to watch it. I also didn't mention smart masks. They've added a few new smart masks, some water dripping, dirt spots, a lot of dirt and dust and paint damage and stuff. You can read this yourself. Read it yourself. I don't want to read it out again. So just to recap, we now have support for GPU ray tracing with DXR and optics options, which only includes ambient occlusion and thickness baking, optimizations and accelerations for CPU ray tracing. You've got the new Baker visualizer that you can see in the viewport. You can disable GPU ray tracing now. You've got that option. Rework of the progress bar for when things are baking, and some scripting API stuff. We also have 40 new smart materials, 20 new smart masks, and a lot of fixes as well. Okay, that's it. That's everything. That was a lot of stuff. This is not a bad thing, because a lot of people have been nervous that ever since Adobe has acquired the Substance suite over Algorithmic, that a lot of this stuff was just going to get bundled up into the Creative Cloud and moved along, and we're going to see updates dramatically slow down and lack of resources put on it. But so far, so good. So far, so good. This is really cool to see that people are actually, or the company is actually putting a ton of love and a ton of work into the software still. So one thing I wanted to ask, now that it's been out for a while, it's been out for about 4 or 5 days, what do you guys think? Have you messed around with the new Baker? How do the new smart materials look? What other videos do you guys want to see? This is the first time that I've done a video on patch updates for relevant software. This is something that people have asked me a lot about, especially this new update, so I thought I'd do one. So if you like it, don't like it, let me know in the comments, guys. One more thing I wanted to mention. I've started a new series where I'm going to be interviewing artists in the field. I've already got one set up with a couple of artists from Darewise Entertainment, which I will be showing soon. I had a bunch of people ask questions in Instagram, so thank you so much for that. We're looking to get that recorded at the end of August, since I'm going on vacation for 2 weeks and so are the other guys, so it's going to take a while to get set up, but I'm really looking forward to it, and thank you so much for watching these videos, guys. I really appreciate it. Again, this is Thomas, and you've been watching Stylized Station, and I will see you in the next video.